Excited to be back home again, and I think it's obviously an important game for us to get our season going a little bit. I think at Red Bull we've been successful, and that's a place that we like to play, and I think we know that what the game will look like. Obviously, Houston comes off an amazing result, and they were very dangerous, and I think they will be again on Saturday. So, being aggressive in our game plan, but also making sure that we keep track of their dangerous players and don't let them come here and walk out with 3 points.
Speaking of dangerous players, you got Gonzalo coming back. It'll be the first chance for a lot of people to get a look at him. But down in Florida, he looked really dynamic up top with Bradley. Just what does he bring to the table, especially with that partnership? A very different look for you guys. Yeah,
I think it will be good to have Gonzalo back, and he makes us I think a more dangerous team. Him and Bradley had a really good pairing in the preseason, and I expect them to be both dangerous again. And the nice thing about it is Gonzalo's very aggressive to look to play behind the back line, and it often opens up room for not just Bradley but also our creative midfielders to find a little bit more space. So, it'll be the first time that we get to look at those two in a league match up top, and I think again it'll be a very dangerous combination for us.
Bradley has, in the past, has scored plenty of goals against his Houston Dynamo team. I know last year when we went down, there was an assist on Grella's goal. But what does it do for a player when they know they have a certain team's number, they're able to put the ball or at least get goals or assists very easily? Well,
Bradley scores goals against a lot of teams. So I don't really look at the matchup too much as being that much more favorable for him, as much as I look at just I expect – again, Bradley and Gonzalo up top together to really be a handful. And I think that, with Gonzalo moving along the line, I think it will open up for Brad to make plays and be a setup guy and hopefully be able to find more chances as well. So, it won't be an easy game because the one thing about Houston is they always compete. Set pieces, they compete. They're strong. They're good in the air. They make things hard. So, that's sort of the hallmark of who Houston has been, and that'll be a challenge for us.
Let's see. So last year you got off to a great start, and I remember you saying, you were trying to make sure the team understood we're not as good as this.
Yeah.
Then you got into that losing scheme, and it was back to, look, we're not that bad. And are you going through some of the same psychological work?
Yeah, well, it's all about mentality, right? And at any given moment, you're just trying to, it's almost just taking the results away and saying, what are we and where are we at in our process and how do we get better? So, it's easy to look at us right now and go 0-2, no goals for, 5 against, and go, man, what's happened? And, it's just that we need to be a little bit clearer with how to commit to things and then not give games away because when I look around the league, it's not like anyone's been great lately, but the teams that have managed to get results are the teams that make the fewer mistakes. And right now, we've made a lot of mistakes, and that's cost us. So we've got to find a way to eliminate that and then allow ourselves to grow into the season a little bit and then to the team that we know will become.
It's week 3, so it's not must win, but with the bye coming up, how important is it to get something from this, even if it's just an improvement?
For sure, from a mentality standpoint, it would be good. But again, I think I'm trying to get us to understand that the results aren't the ultimate reward, that the ability for us to commit to how we want to play at a higher level and making sure that we move forward in ways that help us get results, not just now, but down the road. So obviously, if you get a win, then you feel better with 2 weeks off. But again, it's going to be how we get that win and how we play that I think will be as important as the result itself.
We have 2 more questions. You look around the league, and some of the top teams that people thought were going to be the top are now 0-2, and there's some chatter about is it time to panic? Who's in the worst spot? Can you use that outside chatter to your advantage anyway and kind of spur you guys on?
We haven't. I think we always try to pay attention to ourselves and what we do internally. And, it's more about just now really trying to iron out exactly why things haven't gone as well as we would have liked and then how to improve and how to take care of those problems. So, but that's been the process since I've been here from day one, and that's whether we're in a winning streak or a losing streak. So, that's the part that can be important is creating clarity in terms of what the mentality is for what success is, right? It's a results-driven business. I know that. No, all of us coaches, we know we're not immune from bad results. But what's really important is to understand the process at which you get to the good results and make sure that everybody's clear on that.
If I can ask you about Houston, Dominic Kinnear was their coach for a long time when they moved out of San Jose to Houston, and now you got Owen Coyle running the Dynamo. Are their styles the same, maybe a little different? What do you see from the Dynamo?
Well, there's some differences. I think that Owen really tries to have his team be dynamic in attack, for sure. But there's always been a grittiness with that team, and that's as much the makeup of the players as it is the coaches. I mean, it's chicken or egg, right? But right now, Owen inherited a pretty gritty team, and that's going to, I think, be a big part of Houston's identity for a while. So, again, set pieces, grittiness, competitiveness, and then explosiveness. They can be very explosive in the attack, so we've got to deal well with that.